Alright everybody, welcome back to some more Cobblemon adventures. It is I, Xilestar, and today I wanted to do something different. So I wanted to show off what I've been working on in the background. So I haven't really been working on it too much, despite the fact that it is July, and I told myself that I was going to do a lot of this work in July. So I haven't really done much. Mostly it's just planning out what I want and what I want to build out kind of thing. So, like, do I need, like, an observation deck here? Do I want to build, like, a painting gallery or whatever? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just playing around, like, what I want and what I want to put. So, here is what I have so far. So, here is Sancturia as it is right now. Excuse the height. I have shrunk myself down to 1 block. Yay. So, here is what it looks like right now. So this is the current up-to-date version. This is like modern day. So this is, what's today's date? July 14th, 2025 version of Sancturia. There's no old version or anything like that. This is the current version. So, there's not much that's different. Like here is the bedroom and stuff like that. It's very cool. They're all named differently. That's because of the inventory sorting mod that I have, which makes it based off of Terraria. I'm also going to get rid of the effect so you guys can actually see the effect as it is. So there you go. Unfortunately, the clocks don't really work properly, but I'll see if I can fix that later. But yeah, so pretty much that. Over here we have the cool armor that I made. Very cool. And over here, we have locked storage. Because I was actually able to finally do an area of effect of it to change. So that way, though, I actually did it for each and every one of these chests, apart from a few. The few being these two, which actually has a key inside that allows you to unlock all of these chests. So there you go. So yeah, so over here is our brand new board of stuff that this is sort of like the to-do board. So this is currently what I'm doing. So this is kind of a little bit, I don't want to say misleading, but this is sort of like you're not gonna know what this is. One of the channel anniversaries, I showed my Minecraft creation that sort of made me not be as creative anymore in terms of building Minecraft rooms and stuff like that. So this is the name of it. It's called Mount Ridge Dam. So instead of putting Mount, I would just put Ridge Dam. So I put Ridge Dam rooms. Now I'm not going to put them 1-to-1. I'm mostly just trying to see what they are, how big they are, and what their purpose was, and see if I can implement it into this area. Mainly for the sort of underground like areas, and I'll show you why I've said that. I've said it that way pretty much. So over here is just another like big giant storage area. Over here is the sort of like beds for guests kind of thing with a shower that without having any redstone to make it look more authentic kind of thing. The toilet, because of the little like thing right here, I think that looks more authentic than just having something like this, but eh. And then here's where you put your towel and stuff like that. I don't think you can put a carpet on there. Can you put a carpet on there? Oh, you can. But as soon as you right click. Oh no. Maybe in 1.12 I couldn't do it. Okay. Well, I'll do that, I guess. Yeah, so all these rooms are exactly identical, except for they're just like different orientations. So, like the bed's on this side instead of this side. And the bathroom is the same thing, pretty much. So toilet, sink, towel rack, because there's not really a good looking one, and then shower. And same thing with all this. Over here was supposed to be sort of the master bedroom until I moved it all the way over there. Then this sort of just got changed into something. This is going to be something either different, or is this probably going to lead to the underground area, or one of the underground areas, I should say. And then we have the 2 drone ships over here, which do look really, really nice. I like them. And then we have the sort of surgical suite area. So this is where you would get your surgery if you were in near death kind of thing, just for realistic purposes. And then over here we have the infirmary. So this is where you would get, this is if you just need like some basic healing and stuff like that. I would probably throw all my healing potions in here. So yeah. So we're going to go up, then we're going to go back down, and then we're sort of just going to go start exploring around the area kind of thing. So I can show off what I've done. So we're going to go up. So we're going to go over here, which if we go down this little mini staircase, we go to a meeting room, which is supposed to have a map of, which is just supposed to have like a floor of maps kind of thing. So it's like you're above the world kind of thing. Just talking about, of course, the world that's underneath your feet kind of thing. I thought that would be a really cool idea. That's just a little sitting room area. And I guess I didn't put anything here. Sad. Some couches. And a parrot. Still don't know why you spawn everywhere that I don't want you to spawn, but anyway. So over here we have the couches. We have a little pool table over here. I could do the cool, interesting design of having pool cues and all that stuff, but I chose not to do that. A little bit of like a rack of some kind. You can put whatever you want here. Over here is a kitchen area with all of my food. As you can see, it has all my food and stuff. So yeah. And it even tells you like what's in there kind of thing. And even in here is just furnaces and all that stuff. So here's the kitchen. Here is... Oh, that doesn't have anything. I thought it did. Okay. I'm learning things. Learning new things. So here's the dining room. Very cool. I like it. I like the design. It looks very nice. I got the inspiration from a TV show I was rewatching, and I saw how they did one of the parties kind of thing, and I thought the table design looks really, really cool. So I chose this one. Then we have the 4 paintings over here, which are creative mode only if I remember correctly, so that's why these are here. Then more storage for like a wine or something like that, and like something like that kind of thing. And over here, just extra storage and stuff. Nothing too big or anything like that. And then you can go up here, and if you go up here, cool lamp. Over here, there's nothing here. Still don't know what I want to put up here yet. I might just put like maybe some chairs and stuff like that. I don't know. And over here is just a balcony that just shows you out here, pretty much. And then if we go outside and go around here, this just leads to an extra little storage room. So this probably doesn't need to be here anymore. This was because you can elytra your way in. So you can elytra over here, drop whatever you picked up kind of thing, and then elytra back out. But because this is a custom dimension in which you'll, anytime you want to come back here, you'll be spawning literally right there. I don't think this is really needed anymore. So I might keep it, I might change it something, or maybe I might change one of them into something else. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, but if we go down a level, specifically over here, then we go over here, we can go across, which will lead us to a little library area, which looks very, very nice. This is supposed to be a computer, so you can look up where your books are. It's kind of like saying, like, let's say you're looking for a book, you type in the book's title, it tells you, oh, it's in bookshelf A-2 or something like that. So you go looking here, you go, where's A-2, right? And you go, oh, A-2, and then here's the book, right? That's it. And then over here's just a little secret thing. There's nothing in there. Over here's like a little computer with a little bit of a meeting room area. Over here's a TV. I thought having the back as pumpkins would be pretty cool. I think I've made them as jack-o'-lanterns though, so there's light coming out of it. Thought that looked really cool. Over here leads to like a little garage area. Also, these are all command iron trapdoors, which they're always powered on. Even these ones are powered on, but they're powered on to the side, so that's pretty cool. And even up here, they're also powered, so pretty cool. Over here's another boardroom, but you can also technically call this like a, I don't know, maybe like a mini dining room table or something like that. I don't know. And then over here is like another little laptop area or something like that kind of thing, little office space. Over here's a grandfather clock, which is very cool. Over here is a little boardroom, but this boardroom is supposed to be for the sort of the master of the area, which is what technically we are, which is where this computer is pretty much for. And here's Rosaria base from CircuitCraft, or from one of the versions, and here's another one. Anyway, yeah, and then there's some books in here that are, I think these ones specifically are from the story that we did with the latest one, and then over here is the teleportation book, which allows you to teleport to here, and all that other stuff. And over here is just any random different crafting things and just storage for other things and such like that. Like, this is just a giant assortment of things that we can end up doing. So, like, let's say I need a grindstone, I can just go plop this one down and move it somewhere else or something like that. I don't know. It's just something I can do, right? And then over here, we have a little bit of a laboratory where we can do anything. Here's like where we can do some cool scientific experiments on armor and stuff like that. And then how it's supposed to work is like if we get a new item. So because this is like, let's say 1.22, let's say this is a new item. And then we go, oh, what is this item used for? And we can, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, then we just see if something's pistonable. And then if it is, then we can, then it's like this actually like, oh, wait, it's not even in the right way. It's not even facing the right way. Oh, the observer's supposed to be facing this way. I guess it broke somehow. Or at some point it did. So I'll have to fix that. But yeah, but the observer's supposed to be facing this way. So it's supposed to look at the block and tell you like, and then you go to the little computer here, which is also broken for some odd reason, which is supposed to tell you like what that block is and what it's useful for. And you go, oh, that's pretty cool for that block, right? Then over here is storage for lab materials. Well, we are very tiny anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this area as well until we go downstairs. So let's go. So down over here, I think I've already mentioned this along a decent amount of times. This is where my portal room is. So this is where we have the end portal and the nether portals. Before anybody asks, no, you cannot actually make the portals in a custom dimension. You actually have to build them outside of the custom dimension. And then you have to place them here. So that's how that works. But technically, if you want to say this, technically this entire base can be built based around where a dungeon was, or where a stronghold was, where this could be the focal point, and then you build around that. So there's that too. There's that as well. Anyway, over here is where I keep all of my tools now, and we'll get to that later. Over here is where we see the giant area over here, and here's where Arcanix is, which is now filled with deadly radiation, so we should not go in there. But we will. We will go in there. It's just for the lore reasons. It's not actually like dangerous or anything like that. Like, oh my god, my character's gonna die. No, it's just because like this doesn't really need to be accessed anymore, so there's no point. But the lore reasons as to why this is actually blocked out or like nobody's allowed in is because it has like a deadly radiation, of course, that will pretty much kill anything that lives in its area. But the cool part about this radiation, or I guess you could say it's cool in a way. I don't know what you want to call it pretty much. But the interesting part about this radiation is that it doesn't go through walls, which means that like as long as this room stays enclosed as it is, there's no way of getting in or out kind of thing. Because there is no possible way for you to get in or out, you're fine. This room will be completely sealed off. And so what this actually blue thing is it's actually the portal that allows the vehicles kind of thing to be able to come in or out kind of thing. So Arcanix, in order for it to leave, it has to float up through this blue portal, which will allow it to appear in the overworld, in a sense. And then this green part, you might think is another portal, but you're wrong. It's not a portal. This actually keeps it stable, so it's not going to drop down, pretty much. And then the reason why there is Skulk in here is because is again for lore reasons. So the lore is that this thing has a very powerful generator that is always constantly running. Okay, it's always constantly running, but the only way that it can run is if it perceives that it's in constant movement. So as long as this thing thinks that it's going through the cosmos kind of thing, or in space kind of thing, it will constantly generate that power, which it uses to technically fuel the base itself. Mind you, there is no way of connecting it, but that's pretty much what this was supposed to do. These 6 thrusters were supposed to be connected to a pipe system that would that's technically what this is supposed to be, where these 6 are connected to the wall, they get pumped into here, and then this is what powers up the base. Obviously, that's not actually going to happen, because I'm not going to go redesign this entire area for it to work, but that's exactly what it is. And so, pretty much, this Skulk here is sort of the Minecraft equivalent of a giant computer monitor that is supposed to be sophisticated enough that it tricks the computers in here to think, oh, we need to move, so we're